How to do a research project. Module 1.3, IRB submission. The first module of this course consists of developing an idea and has 3 submodules. 1. Coming up with an idea. 2. The research proposal. And 3. IRB submission. We are currently on submodule 1.3, IRB submission. The learning objective for this module is to describe the different types of review conducted by institutional review boards. Every research study must be approved by an institutional review board, or IRB, prior to the study being done. In many large institutions, the process can take several months, which can be frustrating. Some tips for navigating the IRB approval process are as follows. 1. Have a well-thought-out research proposal. Otherwise, the IRB will raise multiple questions that must be addressed prior to reviewing the study for approval. 2. If human patients are being studied, have a well-thought-out plan to protect privacy. 3. If directly consenting human patients will be part of the study, the consent should be written at a 5th grade level. 4. Try to submit the study to the IRB as quickly as possible because the IRB approval process is often a rate-limiting step. 5. Communicate frequently with the IRB office. Ask questions so forms are completed correctly. And 6. If the study will discriminate, there must be excellent justification for doing so because the IRB pays close attention to inclusion and exclusion criteria. An example would be a research study focused on uterine cancer. Men do not have a uterus, so, by definition, the study would justifiably exclude men. There are 3 categories under which research is reviewed by the IRB. 1. Exempt research review. 2. Expedited research review. And 3. Full research review. To qualify for exempt review, the research must meet all of the following criteria. Must not involve pregnant women, prisoners, or mentally impaired persons. Must not include survey research with minors unless involving standard educational activities, e.g. educational tests, within a particular education system. Must not include observation of a minor's public behavior unless there is no researcher interaction, and must not involve video or audio recording of subjects. For clinical research under exempt review, the following must be true. The research study will involve the collection or study of existing data, documents, records, pathological specimens, or diagnostic specimens if these sources are publicly available or if the information is recorded by the investigator in such a manner that subjects cannot be identified directly or through identifiers linked to the subjects. To qualify for expedited review, the research must meet all of the following criteria. Be of minimal risk to the subjects, must not involve pregnant women, prisoners, or mentally impaired persons, must be in one of 7 categories discussed in the following slides. The categories for expedited review are 1. Clinical studies of a drug for which an investigational new drug application is not required. 2. Collection of blood samples by finger stick, heel stick, ear stick, or venipuncture from healthy, non-pregnant adults. 3. Prospective collection of biological specimens for research purposes by non-invasive means. Collection of data through non-invasive procedures that do not involve general anesthesia or sedation and that are routinely employed in clinical practice, excluding procedures involving X-rays or microwaves. 5. Research involving materials such as data, documents, records, or specimens that have been collected or will be collected solely for non-research purposes. 6. Collection of data from voice, video, digital, or image recordings made for research purposes. And 7. Research on individual or group characteristics or behavior. For projects that receive full review, the following is true. The project involves greater than minimal risk, and the project must also go through continuing review every 12 months. Minimal risk can be defined as the probability and magnitude that anticipated harm and discomfort are not greater in and of themselves than what is ordinarily encountered in daily life or during the performance of routine physical or psychological examinations or tests. Vulnerable populations can be defined as individuals whose willingness to volunteer in a study or clinical trial may be unduly influenced by the expectation, whether justified or not, of benefits associated with participation or of a retaliatory response from senior members of a hierarchy in case of refusal to participate. Additional examples of vulnerable populations include medical, pharmacy, dental, and nursing students, subordinate hospital and laboratory personnel, employees of the pharmaceutical industry, members of the armed forces, such as ROTC or Corps of Cadets, persons kept in prison or detention, patients with incurable diseases, persons in nursing homes, unemployed, homeless, or impoverished persons, patients in emergency situations such as nomads or refugees, minors, ethnic minority groups, and those incapable of giving consent. The next section in this course is Module 2.1, Translate Idea into a Specific Study Objective. The learning objective for this module is to translate a research idea into a specific research study objective.